Welcome to your magic moon message, ladies and gentlemen. We have reached the full moon cycle, meaning the moon is going to be 180 degrees. Join me tomorrow for the full moon ceremony, where we will ground all this sauce. Remember, Cancer is the juice, Scorpio is the sauce. Okay, I mentioned this in the video before. I'm openly crazy. I remember back in my youth, back in my day, it was before my Mercury progressed into social Leo. I would always be worried that I'm speaking louder than I am. And I was very soft-spoken. So in some ways I still am kind of. I was very soft-spoken. You would never hear me. I was so self-conscious around, oh, do people hear me, saying what I say or whatever, or the idea of talking to myself in public in front of other people was just morbidly terrifying. And now I do it like it's my job, literally. I mean, some of you have seen these videos, like, I can only imagine what the neighbors think. I can only imagine too. I still don't know. But like, yeah. Openly crazy people like me, you're gonna love this transit. And when I say openly crazy, I mean like you can have a full-on monologue with yourself in public, and it'd be fun and it'd be cool knowing people. You don't even care if people are watching or not. You find out after the fact and you still don't care. Okay, openly crazy meaning I can walk to Albertsons right now knowing I'm ashy as fuck and still walking like I'm sexy. Openly crazy, right? This Pluto Aquarius transit is gonna favor the weirdos. It's just weirdo has so many nuanced connotations. So I don't mean like the weirdos, but I do mean like, weird like Weird Al, not like weirdo like your sex offender. You see the range? It's just such a controversial range. The Weird Owls of this who can make fun of themselves and parody classics, and the openly crazy motherfuckers, Uranus and Gemini, we're basically ruling the rest of this decade. Like this period is for us. And that's going to be difficult for those of you who are just too self-conscious. I'm not saying it's bad to be self-conscious, but that type of neurotic codependency with external locuses of control will actively work against you. But don't take my word for it. You see how your experience breaks you through to this. The moon's going to cross over Uranus. It's going to go into Gemini. Uranus is going to go back into Taurus. So this full moon is, one, a natural, grounded, physiological understanding of how you have effectively activated and integrated this transformation of your awareness. Especially given Scorpio's psychoanalytical property and potential. Now you're going to be diving deep into this psychoanalysis through your five senses, coming into a very practical and tangible, meaning I can touch, understanding of not only what you have been transforming and not only how you've been aware of this transformation in your external environment with other people, how much more intimately you connect with other people, what more you can do with other people, but now how over the next 2 weeks, setting up the new moon that we're going to have opposite 29 degrees Uranus in Taurus is going to rapidly and exponentially transform your life. So I'm going to get the mathematics out the way, and then I'm going to channel, can I say the R word? Is it still effed up to say? I'm going to channel retarded wisdom, fish-tarded wisdom. It's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be stupid. So let's get the math out the way. So as far as the math, 180 degrees from moon to sun, fixed signs. It's like a tug of war. It's giving us a grounded moon Taurus understanding of the sun Scorpio, spirit of psychoanalysis, depth psychology, which is intangible, by the way. Like, you can't really touch somebody's like habits that are triggered because of mother issues, right? But you do have a sense of touch, and you can touch your nose, right? So like, this is going to ground the intangible in a certain sense. And given that Scorpio represents the 8th house of other people's money and lucrative investments and diamonds underground and underground wealth, and then Taurus is literally money. I don't want to say it's money. It's really just money and rich. Like, Taurus is self-esteem, it's quality, right? It's money. We're just gonna say it's money. So this full moon is gonna also transform your wealth, and it's gonna be cool with the Jupiter trine to Scorpio to see a maturation of these investments, even if they look like they're going low for now. There's a huge adjustments, especially to monthly and yearly averages that will set the stage for the next 30 years with the new whatever. Now, the really cool aspect that's happening this week, like I promised last week, is Mars opposite Uranus in Gemini. So Mars is finally in Scorpio. Let's make sense of that. So Mercury is going to retrograde next week with Jupiter, and Mercury is like the scout, right? Hey, psst, Mercury, Uranus is right there. I need you to go through Sagittarius and show me what it's looking like. And Mercury was like, yeah, okay. Mercury is going into unexpected gunfire. Oh shit, they shooting in the club. Hurry up, watch out. And thank God for Hermes, because Hermes gave us the hot spots to let us know where your ass is getting shot and where you're not gonna get shot. Okay? Crazy analogy. Hopefully none of you get shot, because this is just an analogy. But now Mars is going through, and thankfully Mercury literally risked its life dodging bullets to give you the field guide. So Mercury is like 5 degrees away from Mars. It has processed in your brain, okay, I know if I run into this club, someone has a shotgun, so I'm going to go the other way. Wow, Mercury, thank you. You've let me know where I can begin to go. Then Mercury's going to retrograde, and then Mars is on its own. So that's really the best. What did you see last week? Because last week with the Uranus opposition in Gemini, which you have to understand, a quality like this has not been experienced since World War II. And it's so beautiful because people are talking about a recession. People are talking about a potential, I don't think we're going to have another Great Depression, but don't let it be lost on you that the last time Uranus was in Taurus, America had its worst depression, and it affected the rest of the world, right? And then we went into World War II. And now we have this AI bubble that people are speculating, if it pops, will it be the worst thing? Will it be a good thing? I don't know if it's going to pop. I can't tell you if it's a good or bad thing. I don't want to look at this repeat of history as a legitimate repeat of history, even though we're seeing elements that's like, we might have civil war and world war and another recession, but it's cool. It doesn't have to be like that. That being said, the quality of this opposition has not been had in over 84 years. And Mercury opposite of Uranus in Gemini from Sagittarius is preparing you to see supernatural phenomena. Uranus is like frequencies. It's a causal realm of the mind. It's outside of your traditional brain processing. So I would say an opposition like this shows you to see patterns that occur quicker than your brain can process, which makes this already ridiculous. But the sextile to Pluto and Aquarius intensifies your awakening of this quality and these dynamics. So you have begun to process a higher meaning, a higher version of how you're going to be like perceiving and shifting your vision that breaks through this radical way of thinking. That's the whole point of Uranus and Gemini. And now Mars, that's gone through opposite, is going to follow what Mercury has fed the information. It was the scout we put ahead of us Now that you've thought, okay, I could do this, Mars is you actively doing that. And whatever unexpected events happen with the opposition, it's going to happen again with Mars, except Mars is the god of war, the blicky. So there is going to be a shootout. There's going to be unexpected shootouts. It's unexpected, so you just want to make sure you're not at the wrong place at the wrong time. What really helps with this is to stay away from Sagittarians, because Sagittarians are dangerous and shootouts randomly happen around them. Ask them, and they magically survive because they're magic. You might not have that luxury. Telling you that right now. So that being so, just be careful. If you're not about that life, stay away from these people. They don't even care if you die. You're like, did you die? They don't care. So this is going to, throughout this week, kick off Mars and Sagittarius. You're going to see what's possible, but it's going to challenge how unconventionally you can break through these actions and kick you off on an adventure. Because Mercury in Sag is 8 of Wands in the tarot. So things are going to be moving fast. And then once we finish the moon through Uranus is going to go back into Taurus. So those oppositions are definitely very significant. Venus is going to get ready to leave Libra, go into Scorpio, and just kind of deepen this polishing of the psychoanalysis the Scorpio sun has brought us deeper and deeper down through. The sun is going to slowly but surely trine Saturn and Neptune. So the rest of Scorpio season is going to start to bring awareness to this cohesion as it tightens the grand water trine, to this alignment. And this is going to be great for aligning liquidity. Okay. Remember, we set for life. Do you have it or do you not? Okay. Whether or not, because a lot of you might, or some of you might still be caught up on, how do I manifest? How do I affirm? Is it like, how come it hasn't happened yet? And shout out to Taylor Tukes and anybody else like Sammy Ingram, everyone else who's like really just pushing the facts. Because what you're seeing now is this like argument between some people about, non-dualism, non-doing versus affirmation. And really none of that. First of all, one is not a method, and you could practice both, right? But it comes down to this. Do you have it or not? Because what we're stepping into especially is about to redefine what it means to be a human. Like, that's Neptune, Saturn, and Aries. The Leo King mentioned this in his video with Jimmy Church, where it's like, we still have not truly broken through a effective understanding of what humanity is. And that's because a lot of stuff you've always been able to do, you've been told you can't. Like dream recall, psychic abilities, these things are still put in a box of science fiction and fantasy, which is comical. But that being said, right, you can't be lying to yourself and telling yourself, I'm a starseed, I'm awakened, I'm enlightened, I'm a god, right? I do this, but simple shit like deciding you have what you intend, you keep wavering back and forth. You know what I mean? It's cool to be frustrated. It's not cool to waver and lie to yourself. So do yourself the courtesy of everything you say you have, you have. If you are a slave and dependent to external circumstances, you're supposed to adapt to your external circumstances. You're not supposed to be a slave to them. So if what you're seeing is that much more powerful than you, that you can't decide, well, I decided I have it, I don't care what I'm seeing, then you're effectively now betraying the belief systems you had in the early in the year. And that's where it's simple but not easy. If everybody could really just have that iron grit, which it doesn't take iron grit, it just means you living what you said you'd say. And we could slip up. You just pick yourself up and you remind yourself what it is. If everyone did that, everyone would be a magician. This is the reason why everyone's not a magician. Because for some people, they need their external environment to see it first before they accept it. Whereas for magicians who make the impossible possible, right? I did not need to know where the money was coming from when I said money flows to me naturally and easily. Twice. And on both occasions, TuneCore, which I hadn't used in 2 years, hit me up saying, hey, bro, you're $400. Are you going to use it or not? And my 401k that I did 2021 that I canceled when I was paying myself payroll said, we have unclaimed seven. I didn't have to know where it was coming from. I said that's what it was. I had it. In my mind, I had it. And that in reality reflected. Okay? A lot of people want this shit to be easy. It's like you want the universe to be like listening to you like, oh, nobody likes me, and it's just so hard for me to do this. And like, your universe knows your higher self. That doesn't work. Your universe knows your higher self. Your universe is gonna go to your higher self like, hey, your lower self acting like a bitch. You need to talk to your 3D self, bruh. Cause it's not like, I know you. So I know you not like, that's how the universe talks about you when you're not standing in your power. All right, this is an objective, detached Aquarian essence. They sound like Aquarians. Don't play yourself like that. You know your power. It's been revealed to you. Step in it. Do you have it or not? Let me remind you, you got it like that. Don't let anybody else lie to you because you have to fit into their box of understanding. You don't. And that's the last part of what I wanted to channel. You're going to experience in 2 months from this full moon more transformation than you've ever had all year, because it's taking into account every new moon and full moon we've had since Aries and Pisces season of March and April of this year. It's compounding, it's breaking through. This is going to intensify the natural quality with which you can draw from your own energy. And Mercury and Mars and Sag is going to show you, opposite Uranus and Gemini, how what you think alters reality real time. It was a process. We're breaking through into this level. And there's so much stuff that had to shift in your habits, your feelings, what you desire before you step in there, so you don't just start manifesting nightmares because you didn't get your mind together in order, or however we want to really express this. A lot of that is going to be embracing unconventionality, in pioneering and in practicing habits that might be disgusting to other people, that might go against what other people believe. You're not their bitch. You're not their bitch. You're not here to fit into their box of understanding. That's why all they could do is talk and complain. If you notice, they haven't been able to do anything because you're untouched. You're not a force that could be reckoned with like that. You're not somebody that could just be told what to do and how to do it. You need to be okay with people disliking you. You need to be okay with people being uncomfortable with certain stuff you do. That's where, if you're openly crazy like me, it's a fucking field day. It's a field day. I wish a motherfucker would, really. But if you care too much about what other people think, they're going to use that to manipulate you and to control a sense of a lack of self-esteem from you. And you don't want to get caught lacking in Scorpio season. It's spooky because of the accountability people might have to face by you just living what you preach. And in contrast, them being outed as fugazi. You guys stay blessed as always. I hope you enjoy this full moon. Whew. This is going to be the 2-week breakout to Sagittarius season, which is going to be fucking wild. So everything that is going to have to shift to bring us to that Sag season is officially starting now. And I hope you enjoy this next round of harvest. And I'll see you in the next Magic Moon message.